The common sense Conservatives will put forward a non-confidence motion at the earliest possible opportunity. And I'm asking Jagmeet Singh and the NDP to commit unequivocally before Monday's by-elections.
I'm not going to say our decision ahead of time. We will look at the votes and we'll make a determination on what's in the best interest of Canadians. Unlike Pierre Poilievre, who wants to play games, we actually want to get things done for Canadians.
And I can't wait to continue getting into it this fall with Pierre Poilievre, whose perspective is cuts are the only way forward, because I know that confident countries invest in their future.
The Tories today in Ottawa announcing their intention to call a confidence vote at their earliest opportunity. To hold power, Canadian government has to hold what's known as the confidence of the House of Commons. The opposition has the power to test that confidence with a vote. If a government loses, we get a snap election. We've got Michael Couteur at Liberal Caucus and Rachel Aiello at NDP Caucus. The MPs from all those parties are gathering in their respective locations. Let's start with the NDP in Montreal. Rachel, how's Pierre Poilievre's pledge playing out for New Democrats?
Well, Vassy, what we heard from Jagmeet Singh today is that he is not going to be listening to Poilievre, signaling that his party is unlikely to vote for that first motion of non-confidence when it comes up. It could be weeks or days into the new parliament, new sitting of parliament. But the sense I'm getting here on the ground, Vassy, from the conversations I've been having is just because NDP leader Jagmeet Singh isn't eager right now to go into an election doesn't mean they're not ready. The NDP caucus just wants it to be on their terms. And we got a bit of a sense today what that will be. So the NDP are going to be going into the fall sitting talking about looking for a price cap on essential groceries. As well, they want to ban corporate landlords from going after affordable housing. So the way I see this playing out, Vassy, is they're going to likely try to get some advancements from the Liberals on those issues before considering pulling their support entirely. I would suspect that they would want to have to try to get some gains, and then if they pull their support, they're doing it because they didn't get those progressive issues and not because the Conservatives are calling on them to vote down the government.
All right, thanks, Rachel. Rachel Aiello in Montreal covering the NDP. Next to her, mini province is over. Michael Couture, our senior parliamentary correspondent, is in Nanaimo, British Columbia, covering the Liberals. How is the Prime Minister navigating this one, Mike?
Well, it's interesting, Vassy, because he's certainly coming out swinging. We're seeing Justin Trudeau and a prime minister that is ready to take the fight to Pierre Poilievre. You just played that clip saying that he's ready to get into Parliament and he's ready to do this. And it's interesting as well because a number of the MPs says the consequence of the choice has not yet been presented to Canadians. And that consequence between the Liberals and the Conservatives and what would happen if it was a Conservative government. So certainly that's what Liberals are trying to lean on right now. And they said that they've had some operational meetings where they're going to talk about sort of defining the Conservatives and Pierre Poilievre in the mind of Canadian voters. Interesting when you consider the fact that voters in a lot of opinion polls have kind of made up their mind right now when you consider the double-digit lead that the Conservatives have over the Liberals. But certainly a number of MPs think, look, a lot of people on the doorstep in their minds have been talking about other things, the American election, the Olympics. One of the MPs told me that, you know what, all of those things are top of mind. They haven't even thought about a Canadian election yet, anybody in his riding. And that is why he thinks there is still time, essentially, to define Pierre Poilievre and the Conservatives and make that contrast between the two parties very clear in everyone's mind.
Setting us up for an exciting return to Parliament on Monday, if in fact that is what happens in two very interesting by-elections. Michael Couture in Nanaimo and Rachel Aiello in Montreal.